I want to congratulate the parents of Josh and Jennifer. Congratulations really is insufficient. You have done well. You've reared two beautiful people. And our presence here testifies to that. As the ladies and gentlemen kept coming down the aisle, Josh leans over and says, and they just keep on coming. Well, you have a lot of friends. Now, why is that? Well, because good people. And it has been a real pleasure to get to know, in recent months, Josh and Jen as they prepare for this day, but more than this day, as they prepare for their marriage, which is more than just a day, right? This is a very special day, of course. It's an important day. It's a day when we ritualize, when we engage in this ritual that solidifies and attempts to put into word and symbol, which is why we have the flowers and we all get dressed up and we have patent leather shoes on and we have a big party, and we do all of these things to ritualize a reality that is, has, and will take place. On the day they met, even before they met, they were being prepared for each other. And as the time went on, as they continued to grow together, we were drawn into this circle, see. We were drawn into, as families and friends, we were all beginning to be drawn into their circle. Because you see, the world does not understand marriage. I mean, that's becoming more and more obvious every day, isn't it? But the world does not get it. But I think Josh and Jen do. They're beginning to get it. Now, those of you who've been married a long time, you get it. And you know what it is really all about. And it takes a while, doesn't it? It takes a little while, years, to begin to plumb the depths of this mystery, and it is a mystery, that we call love. It's a mystery because it is infinite. It has no limits. It is boundless as the sea, as the sky. It is limitless. And so it takes us a while to begin to discover this. And one of the great truths of the mystery of love, as the apostle describes in the lesson today, a very famous reading which we hear sometimes at weddings and sometimes at funerals, about love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love is that, love is not this, and love is not that. It does not put on airs. Above all, it is sacrifice, isn't it? Sacrificial. To really love someone means that you will sacrifice for them. You will sacrifice your time. You will sacrifice your treasure. And you will even sacrifice your life if required. And this is what is so important about marriage. And you will hear it in just a few moments as Joshua and Jennifer pronounce these words to each other. I'm just here as an unworthy minister. I have nothing really to do with the fact of their marriage. They're making it happen. We are witnesses of this. But they will say words to each other, words of power. And these words of power indicate that they are sacrificing their own life for the sake of the beloved. They're giving and receiving. They're giving over their own life and receiving the life of the other. And so when we look at Joshua and Jennifer, and when we look at them and we say, okay, here we have a man and a woman, and, you know, he's a son, she's a daughter, brother, sister, you know, friend, neighbor, and all these other things. These relationships that describe who we are, who I am, who you are. At the very top of this list now is husband and wife. So Josh introduces himself to people. He says, well, you know, I'm Jennifer's husband. And Jennifer says, well, I'm Joshua's wife. Because that's at the top of the list now. And even civil government, to some degree, recognizes this fact. We in the church have known it for quite some time. And so this is our part in this mystery that is described in the scripture readings that they chose for their wedding day. That story from Genesis is very instructive for all of us. Again, we've heard this story before in one way, shape, or form. It's a great little story. It conveys to us the truth of who we really are. That we belong to each other. We are part of each other, physically, as well as spiritually and intellectually and socially, and all these other aspects of what it means to be a human being. We belong to each other. We are part of each other. And Joshua and Jennifer today ritualize, with the power of ritual, the fact that they are part of each other and they seek to be more deeply engaged with each other. And this is where we come in, all of us. We are here to bear witness, to bless, and to give support and assurance to this man and woman so that their marriage flourishes. It flourishes. Because there will be difficult times ahead. There always are. In any human life. And it's the difficult times that test us, that try us, that shape us and form us into the people that we really are. It's the adversity that strengthens this bond of love. And so they, like all of us, and those of you who have been married know how true this is. They'll have their arguments and they'll have their spats. They'll have their divisions. They'll have their disagreements. They already have had some. And that will continue. And there may come a day when they're thinking, you know, I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving. I don't need this I. But then after driving the car around the block a few times, thinking, gee, you know, there's so much that would be lost. And so you return, you say you're sorry, and you are. And then that miracle happens. The miracle of forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is constitutive of love, isn't it? It has to be there. It must be there. The forgiveness of God in Jesus Christ, his last breath, he forgives us. Forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And we really don't, most of the time. We don't know what we're doing. Not really. And yet, Joshua and Jennifer, even though they cannot see into the future very far, they're willing to commit to that future. Because they know the reality of the love they have in their life for each other. And so we are here to bless that, to support it, encourage it, buck them up when they're down, celebrate with them when they're happy and joyful, to be all of that with them. We are part of their marriage. This isn't a private event. It's not just a contract. It's a covenant. So, we're going to be doing some serious praying here and blessing over this man and woman as they become husband and wife.